Hello and welcome to Dad's Ad Job podcast. This is the only Dad's Ad Job show that is now purely West Ham United. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been a long break. We've had a rebrand and we're literally going to be purely West Ham content from now on. First shout out goes to Rob and Callum, who I've been doing the podcast with for the past year and a half. I wouldn't be here today without these two guys, but go follow Rob at Boring AFC on YouTube and you might see his brother jumping on at another time. But what's Dad's Ad Job now? So Dad's Ad Job will be just a light-hearted show, open to comments. Anyone wants to interact. We want to play quizzes. We want to have little snippets of fun. We want to try and bring back what we love about football in terms of, you remember the BBC old days, like we were at Grandstand, Question the Sport, and going back to Soccer AM. I think that's what we're missing in modern day football. So hopefully this channel can kind of give you a bit more of a feel-good factor about a very tough season of West Ham so far. But firstly, I'd like to introduce you to my regular co-host now, and that is my old man. And that is...
Hey. You all right?
Not only have you got Dad's Ad Job, we've got Granddad's Ad Job now. So,
there you go.
We're the double that now. So we're going to be on the regs. You'll get you'll get me from the past 39 years of being a West Ham fan, and you get me old man who made his first steps when England won the World Cup. So there's not much more you can ask for from two different generations. So hopefully you enjoy that. Firstly, we've got a brand new feature on the show, and it's well worth mentioning. So we've got a regular, so people that know through on Twitter and Facebook, Dodsy. So Dodsy makes a very, very solid appearance on more than just a podcast, and Claret and Booze and many, many other channels. But he's going to be on Dad's Ad Job, but something a bit special.
My name is Dodsy, and my job this week is driving cars.
Thank you, Dodsy, for that contribution. So Dodsy will be telling us what his job is on a weekly basis. Very much, if you're friends at a Fast Show, then you'll love that. But thank you for Dodsy for doing that. So Dad, how have things been? Everything been all good?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm good. Good. Bit nervous about the end of the season, but yeah, I'm getting there, mate. I'm getting there. Health back to normal, hopefully. Yeah. Living a dream.
Fair play. And also, we've got another special guest to join the show. Hopefully, he'll be on the regs every other week, and it is TikTok superstar Big Trevor Bickles. Trev, how we doing, mate?
Hello, gents. You all right? Good to see you. Lovely. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, here we are. Hey,
can you see me now? I'm currently on a boat in Scandinavia, so I'm going to try and hopefully my Wi-Fi will hold out for this. I'm really looking forward to this.
That's brilliant. So those that don't know Trevor has got a massive following on TikTok. Constantly does live streams and little videos, but he's a stand-up comedian as well as being a black cab driver. But Trev, again, explain yourself and to the people that are watching and people that are West Ham fans and have not heard of you before.
Well, thanks for the introduction. Yeah, that's exactly it. Basically, I'm London black cabbie, stand-up comedian. Do a lot of work on social media on my channel. Massive West Ham fan. I literally grew up a stone's throw from the ground. Some of you, if any of you went to the old West Ham United Supporters Club on Castle Street, might have recognised myself from those days. That's just basically me. Like I say, follow West Ham since I was a man and boy. My great uncle used to even play for them. That's how much of a West Ham fan I am.
Ooh.
There we go. And off camera, we had a bit of a throwback to the security guard days a bit at Upton Park. So there's a lot of cross there already.
Gold 6.
back in the old days, the old boys and the old security days. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Dad used to work in the Bobby Moore stand in the boxes, and he used to look after the Hammerettes. So let's just say he had a fairly good job.
Some of that to hear, didn't I?
I don't know how you cope, mate. God bless you. God bless you. I don't know how you done
it. Hard work.
God bless you. Such an hard job you had.
I had to keep cleaning that style.
So what do you miss at Upton Park at the moment? Obviously, there's a lot of debate at the moment about the London Stadium. We're entering our 10th year now at London Stadium next season. I mean, a lot of controversy that comes with the move. But what do you miss about Bowling Ground? What do you miss about Upton Park?
Who are you talking to? Me or Trev?
Either of you. Either of you.
You go first. Trev, go on. You go first.
Oh, I think the atmosphere. And it's not. I'm not talking about the match day atmosphere, as in the ground. It's the pre-match day atmosphere. I think back, people sort of forget. It's not just about the 90 minutes. It's the whole day. It's the whole build-up. It's getting up in the morning. It's going to your favourite pubs. Meeting up with your mates. The smells, the sounds of Upton Park coming down Castles, coming down Green Street. Sorry, everything. I miss every part. I do miss every part of it. And I think a lot of football seems to forget that nowadays. It's not just the 90 minutes. It's the whole match day experience, and that's what I miss the most.
The thing is, like, so you've got 60,000 people in there now, and listen, when it's in there and the team's playing, it's rocking, But when your team ain't playing, it's a soulless, isn't it? It's soulless in there. So we've just got to make sure we get 60,000 people and the team on the pitch to play. What'd she say? The bird that's gone, world class stadium, world class team.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, people struggling on both. But as for the bowling, I mean, the bowling ground, I mean, I was over there. I mean, my first days over there was 1969. Blimey, me and my old man used to go over there. You showed me on a crate on the back of the fence, like on a wrought iron fence at the back, like hooked me over, like, you know what I mean? Monty playing harmonica and things like that. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, but I've been over there. And we've had some good times over there. I couldn't see sod all because it was bleeding, everyone standing in front of you. But the atmosphere was brilliant. But like what you're saying, though, the match day experience before the game, that's very lacking where we are at the minute. There isn't anything like that, you know what I mean? There's nothing. Because we don't own nothing, do we? We can't put anything in place. You don't own nothing. And it is poor. It is poor.
I always said one thing, it kind of bugs when you listen to people like TalkSport, because I think they kind of forget certain things. Like when you had Upton Park, imagine like the match day experience, like the match, as in when you was at Upton Park, the football was, we've had times when it was absolutely terrible and absolutely brilliant. It was up and down constantly, but there's one thing that was always consistent, was Upton Park, the match day experience. That was a consistent, no matter how good or bad the team was going. We've got London Stadium now. To a lot of people, that's kind of dropped, and the football dropped. So that's what I think there's always a big kick-off at the minute. Yeah. And I think that's one thing. A lot of people, I think, it's going to take a very long time to replicate if ever we could. But the football's helped. Like I say, you're right. When the place is rocking, it's amazing. The new stadium.
I mean, so we've been over there, like with Seville and things like that. It was a banging game, wasn't it? Like, the Chelsea game, the Liverpool game. We've been over there, like a few of the guys from work and all that. It's been absolutely superb. Like you couldn't beat it, you know what I mean? But obviously, I've been over there as well when it's been like the Burnley game when the old corner flag went on, and it was poor. It was poor. It was embarrassing. So, but it's all about having a team on the pitch. And I don't know where the money's gone. To be fair, I mean they've sold the stadium, and I don't know. £2 million a year or something stupid they're paying for it. I mean, I don't know. It's ridiculous. Nothing fair, is it?
I think that's what bugs a lot of people, doesn't it? Like, with £2 million a year, we're meant to be we're meant to be kind of a riches club, but yet we've got a chairman, which we all know what he's like, always pleading poverty.
Yeah.
And I think especially with FFP coming out, I thought that's his get out of jail free for everything it finds now. It's amazing how last season we didn't have no money for a centre midfielder, but yet when we're struggling, we found 40 million down the back of the sofa for Fernandes. We had no money. We had no money for strikers, but yet in January he found £50 million for 2 strikers. We know. I think I know where the money's going. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you can't say, can you?
No, we can't say out loud. Allegedly, rumour has it. Yeah, rumour has it.
I don't want to get cancelled with it. I only started 11 minutes ago. Let's just let other channels do that, yeah? But it's
the danger of going live.
And especially when you've had a beer as well, that's the problem, isn't it? But
I'm not guilty today.
No, me neither. Actually, which is strange.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about. So yeah, I mean, the thing I miss about Upton Park is obviously, like I say, the walk from the station to Green Street. I mean, like in comparison to the walk from Stratford to going through Westfield, or even if you go around the back of Westfield and around it, it just doesn't have that atmosphere sense. And we went to Stratford the other night, just on a non-match day, and you can just tell that it's a completely different vibe. Like, it's just not what it used to be in terms of East London. But in the end of the day, that's evolving. That's just modern day life now. Everything's bigger, brighter, flashier, more expensive, and I think that's what West Ham have kind of been swooned towards, is that kind of trying to keep up with the Joneses sort of thing. So yeah, we're in a massive stadium that is made out of recycled gas tubes, and because that is what it is. That's part of the sustainability factor of the stadium, and it is made with those materials and bit of white paint, and it's the world-class facility that we've all been hoping for, and it isn't. But yeah, it's such a shame. But hopefully this kind of leads on to like our next topic, where there is change at the top, and as Brady's gone. S to go question. Thoughts on Brady leaving then in the past couple of weeks?
Go on, you can go first.
Well, we've all wanted her out, and we've all wanted her out for a long time. She's like Turkish delight, full of East End promise. Nothing ever comes true, does it? Nothing comes true with her. What has she ever promised us? As you said earlier, like a world-class stadium, world-class team. Nothing. I mean, she got Potter in, which was her husband's mate. That was her decision, wasn't it? Mm. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, he's definitely. Well, they go back years. Let's put it mildly, like Brady. I think the best she's gone now. Best she's gone. I don't know. I mean, we hired a bloke, and they had him from a while ago.
Kareem, yeah. So he was part of the marketing, and by the sounds of it, those that have like the YouTube channels like West Ham Network and Hammers Chat, they've sing his praises, because he actually is a West Ham fan and he does have the club at heart, but obviously his decision making is overruled by those above him. So it'd be nice to see that, although he's in on an interim basis, that is the key element there. So if it was someone like, he's here for the long term, it kind of begs the question of what's going to happen in the summer in terms of the ownership. So he's here on an interim basis to probably tie up the loose ends of kit deals and sponsorship deals leading into the summer, and hopefully, I think we're not going to expect much from him, but he's probably just right. You're right, Trev. I think he's probably the best person with the experience who's been there previously that could do the job in the last minute. So yeah, I'm not expecting much from him, but we'll see what happens. Trev, thoughts on Brady then?
I think, I just echo that basically. What has she done? I think, the fact that, the move to London Stadium was kind of meant to be this big sort of grandioso affair, and I think it proved right at the start. It wasn't that great. They made a bit of a pig's ear of it. And I think they've kind of started off on a bad note and struggled to really kind of make up on that over the years. What I'm hoping for is, like you say, whoever they do bring in will kind of bring new, fresh ideas, change things up. If this guy has West Ham's interest at heart, he'll understand a lot more about the club. Maybe, hopefully, this new person can change things and make things better. We don't know, but I'm glad to see she's gone. For that way, I'm very glad.
Yeah. I'm glad she's gone, but I feel rather melancholy about it, because it feels very like, yeah, she's gone, great. No, it's almost like, yeah, she's gone, great, but she's done too much damage, like she's literally knocked the place down. She's changed our club crest that we're both, two of us are wearing shirts today, and that symbolises the GSB era, that badge, unfortunately. But it almost feels like we've lost our identity in a way. So we're playing in a makeshift stadium that isn't fit for purpose. We've got a training ground, that has just been revamped over the past year. It's got a brand new training facility in there. Chapel Heath is probably the only thing that's doing well in terms of the academy prospects that are coming out of it. But other than that, like it's she's done a lot of damage. She's knocked down our home. She's knocked down our home and sold it for £20 million to a housing developer for flats. And when you look back on it now, there's no real acknowledgement to the club being there. It's just they've named all the places or the tower blocks after ex-players and stuff, but you can tell that what West Ham was there before just doesn't. They've completely gutted it, and it's killed the community in that area, isn't it?
But the thing about that, when they knocked that down, I mean, I'm sure they could have redeveloped that somewhere along the line. There must have been some.
They had planning approval. They're planning approval to do the East Stand, and that to make it 42,000, I think.
But what I found is they put it on a film and blew it up on a film with that silly running around. Like, what's all that about? That was just like rubbing salt in a wound to me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was like not long after. It was like a week or so after.
Yeah, that's just like rubbing salt in a wound, like chasing a pound note. You know what I mean? I just didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Well, I think they planning on building. Is it the East Stand up and over? Was it Priory Road? Is it?
Yeah,
so the buses could go underneath.
That's right. Yeah.
And then filling in the corners.
Yeah. That'd have been sufficient, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know. Obviously, they redone the main stand. I don't know if they could have moved that slightly as well. I don't know, because there was quite a bit of space out the front, wasn't there, onto Green Street. So I don't know if they could have done anything there. But I think there was scope to redevelop it, definitely.
Yeah. No, there was planning approval for it on the East Stand to extend over it and infill the corners, but one of the constraints apparently was the fact that they couldn't build there because of the bus route and it was too close to the flats. Fast forward to 2016, it's been demolished and the flats have been built, and the flats are actually closer to the original flat blocks, and the bus garage has been moved.
Yeah, I know.
So it does. Yeah. So all the constraints that stopped us extending there in the first place don't exist no more.
Yeah.
So that's the heartbreaking thing behind it. I mean, hopefully Nigel Khan's been messaging, and hopefully he can come on soon and he can elaborate on that bit a bit more. And because he was the advocate of not moving and got a lot of stick by the club for digging his heels in and saying he didn't want to move. And he's 10 years or 15 years later, he's been proven right, because everything that he said has happened, and he doesn't get praised for it. He's just disappointed that it's happened. It's been allowed to happen. So yeah, that's it's a shame, but not just Brady that's left. Obviously, her apprentice Nathan Thompson, who's supposed to be the next person stepping up into her role, he left as well. And then also the chief finance officer, Andy Mollett, has also left. And I would say forced retirement, I think.
That's strange, isn't it? Like 3 of them have left in one go. Like that stinks to me. That's like.
In fairness, if you're a chief financial officer at the club and you lose £140 million, I mean, how can you keep your job?
Are you actually on a boat, or am I on the boat?
Yeah,
it's like, are you rocking backwards and forwards there? You all right? It's like watching Kate and Basra.
Jesus God, I'm catching Pugwash over there.
I'm getting dizzy watching you. What's going on?
Get on my nerves. That's it. Leave it there.
Dads and technology, eh? Dads and technology. What's going on?
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, perfect podcast to fuck up a video stream, isn't it?
Now I suppose on oh, really?
Oh dear. So what's your thoughts on? Obviously, there's takeover rumours that have been circling now. I mean, none of it is really concrete, but the rumours are enough to have a conversation. So the latest one is Amanda Staveley. So what do you think of Amanda Staveley coming in potentially with a consortium?
I personally don't know too much about her, except for what she done with Newcastle. She got some deals over the line there, but she didn't stay there, did she? She just ups and went, didn't she?
I think she was there 3 years. I think 3 or 4 years.
Not a long time, though, is it? Really?
I think
she got the money in that club, didn't she?
I think she just broke. Didn't she just broker the deal? I think she just sort of brokered it. And am I right in saying she also had something to do with the Man City deal years ago as well? I did read that somewhere as well. Yeah,
she did. She had £30 million in fees for brokering the deal between. I think it was Thaksin Shinawatra, the Thailand bloke, when he bought in Sven Goran Eriksson. He was there a season, And then he was there a season because I know that because his first game was against West Ham and Joe Hart was in goal, and they bought all these players, didn't they? And it was mental.
That's right, yeah.
And they beat us 2-0. I was there that game. It was terrible. And yeah, so basically that happened, and then they got done. I think something like 8-1 to Middlesbrough on the last day of the season, and then that was when the guy was like, "No, I want to sell it." And then Amanda Staveley stepped in and got the Middle Eastern investment come through.
Interesting.
The Sheikh Mansour.
I think with a lot of these takeover bids, I've heard like yourselves, you've probably heard so many of them over the years. I remember Red Bull being connected with us for quite a long time, and
Yeah.
I think with me, it's more a case of I'll kind of believe it when I see it. I've heard so much.
Yeah.
Would Sullivan sell up? He's always been quite stubborn, and I can imagine him being quite stubborn with the price as well. I don't know I can never pronounce the other guy's name. Is it Korski, the Czech guy? I can never pronounce his name correctly.
Oh, what, the guy we got?
Yeah,
Kretinsky.
Sorry, I'm not really pronounce. Yeah, obviously.
It's Korski, that's them diamonds, isn't it? That's them diamond. Swarovski, isn't it?
Swarovski, yeah. That's the ones, yeah. But I obviously, when it comes to takeover bids, it's a bit like transfers with me. I'll believe it when I see it. I've heard it so many times now. I'm a bit like, yeah, we'll see what happens when it happens.
We need some more Icelandic investors, but someone that can hang on to their money a little bit. they spent money like it's got out of fashion, didn't they? Jesus,
we had the only chairman to go bankrupt, didn't we? We were the only one everyone was buying up clubs. We had a biscuit baron that went bankrupt. It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, every time I look at a Bourbon now, I'm like, well, that could have been us.
He's a Gary Baldy.
I was going to say,
you're the Gary Baldy at the minute. Keep moving your phone up and down.
It keeps, I don't know, world of its own, the blimmin' thing. It keeps moving. I don't know. Wow, fucking thing. Excuse my French. Oh, that goes. I'm getting the hump of it now. That'll do.
Trevor might have lost connection. He'll come back in a bit. He'll come back in a bit. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on the potential takeovers and stuff. Like, I can't see it happening overnight in terms of Sullivan and Kretinsky. That I know they're talking about buying some of the Gold Estate shares so that they're equal partners of 40%. But Amanda Staveley coming in, there's a lot of talk about the Saudi Arabian investment now being dropped off. There you go. Trevor's gone back now. You know what, mate? That's all right. You went through Augsburg or something, didn't you?
I did.
In the Northern Lights.
Probably was.
I was just saying about Staveley, like, I think you've got to keep an eye on what's happening in Saudi Arabia at the minute. I mean, they've just pulled funding for Live Golf, and they're the same people, the public investment fund that own Newcastle. So whether they're looking to cash in on the club, maybe that is probably the most likely situation. If Amanda Staveley is going to invest in the club, she'll probably buy back into what she's already got a connection with. So I think not so fast. West Ham fans, don't get yourself carried away about the takeovers. As excited as it is, I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And we've got a multi-billionaire anyway in Kretinsky. So if he wants to be an equal partner and start investing into the club, then let's start seeing some of that £15 billion that you've got.
That's exactly what I mean about when I say, like, I believe it when I see it. We've had so. Oh, he's gone out. We've had so many.
I've gone after there.
We've had so many rumours over the years that I'm like, until I see a big bid on the table or something serious, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, them gold shares are still up for sale, aren't they? I reckon that Sullivan's going to buy into that. I thought Kretinsky would have bought him out and been a majority holder. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's going to happen. With Sullivan, I think he'll end up giving them to his kids anyway. His kids are still. He's not going to relinquish it or control. I don't think he will.
No, I think unless he gets some sort of mega offer, he just doesn't seem like he's going nowhere.
Yeah,
he seems quite content where he is. And I think you're right. Maybe they'll go down to his kids.
And the thing is, like now, like when you look at, like, depending what division he's in, he ain't going to sell his club now, is he? Because like he don't know what division he's in, does he? And if he went down, he ain't going to sell because he'll wait for us to come back up again. So it's a devil deep blue sea, isn't it?
Totally, yeah. And I think if I'm right in saying, I read somewhere as well about Amanda Staveley was kind of, now I don't know if it's just paper talk, but they were both kind of watching West Ham and Spurs as if to say, let's see what happens with either of them.
Yeah.
Like, because I must admit, I think Spurs are kind of an appealing prospect if they did go down and they could get them for a good price with the stadium they have, because they've got their own purpose-built stadium, which obviously I hate to say it, but I'm slightly envious of them because I think it looks a great stadium. Would they be more of an appealing prospect? You know?
Yeah. Mate, you're right. I don't know.
100%.
Yeah,
we're just laymen, aren't we? We just pay our money and that's it. We don't know what goes on in the background.
We don't. Right, okay, so those that are watching, we want to do a bit of interaction with those that are online, and we're setting you guys and girls a challenge. And the challenge that we've got is it's something you can do in your garden, and we want to bring that Soccer AM factor back into podcasts and YouTube channels. So our challenge is, if it loads, the Trevor Book Bin Challenge. Do you like that? Trevor Book Bin Challenge?
It needs a catchy jingle. With that.
Yeah, well, you're the comedian. You can probably you can do something for us now, Trev.
That's all like game show style. Sort of
Dusty bin.
3, 2, 1. No, so the Trevor Book Bin Challenge, and we're going to set this to every person that watches this video, and it's easy. Everyone's got a weedy bin. Whack that in your garden. Make sure there's a clear boundary around it so it's not touching the garden fence. 12 yards away from the bin, and just try and chip the ball in the bin. If you can do that, video it, send it to me on X, on @DadsAdJobTV, and we will play those videos on this show. So come on, show us your Trevor Book Bin challenges. I'm going to record mine over the weekend, and I don't want this, first take, first try, or whatever. I want to see all the tries. I want to see how many tries you actually get to see how far you can get it in the bin. So, lads, are you up for that challenge as well?
Yeah,
I ain't got a ball no more.
That's what I was just thinking. I have to get a ball from somewhere.
Last ball, I had a lace in it.
I'm going to get one of those cheap £2 flyaway ones you'd hit and they'd go behind you. I'm going to get one of those to try and use one of those.
It'll feel like Roberto Carlos when you're kicking it in the playground, that sort of thing.
Get the old Wembley trophy balls. Remember them? The old plastic Wembley trophy one, the orange ones and white ones. Yeah, they were the ones. Then when you put a rose thorn in it, you had to get a hot knife and melt it on the gas. What the old man used to do, and seal the hole up. Back in the day, there you go.
I was going to say,
before your time.
Do they still do Mitre Deltas? Remember the old Mitre Delta football growing up?
No.
Yeah, I think they still do the Mitres, don't they? But not like the old school ones.
The old school football.
Sports Direct and get the one that was on the top, like, I had that one up there with all the dust, and then I remember getting the I know this is quite recent, but you know, the Jubilani ball from the South Africa World Cup, because we bought one of them at work, and they were like 150 quid, right? So we all chipped in, we all bought it, and we went over the field that when we go and do our evening father side, and that ball would just be so chaotic to play with. Like, you'd lever it and it would be like that plastic ball that you would buy in the Four Candle shop, that sort of thing. And it was just like crazy. Like the Jubilani ball was probably the worst ball I ever kicked in my life. But
really? Did it sort of like just fly everywhere then?
it was just so unpredictable. Like, it was a goalkeeper's nightmare. That's what it was dubbed, wasn't it? Because I think there was a famous shot of the Japanese player. I think it might have been Honda, and he'd done a free kick against Denmark, and you see it goes to the top corner, but it goes left, it goes right, it comes back left again, and then goes in the corner. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's just one of them weird things that you see online. But yeah, it's insane. So yeah, I mean, everyone put it in. Trevor put bin challenge. 12 yards out, chip it in, video it, send it over, and we'll play it on this show. How about that? That's a good little challenge for you.
I'll try to do mine with yours, Adam. When I see you next, I'll do mine with yours. With you. When I next meet you up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Make sure
to be fair, with all the council tax going up, I think everyone's probably got about 4 wheelie bins now.
We've got 4 wheelie bins and a little brown one. So I'm just going to I'm going to line them up all like that. If I chip in all of them.
Yeah, 4 balls and then the little tennis ball just to show off. Right, okay. So next topic. Okay, relegation running. So Nuno has done a pretty good job, hasn't he? Since January, since the sale with Lucas Paquetá, Guido Rodriguez, Andy Irving, and bringing in Pablo Tati and Traore and Axel Disasi on loan, it seems that there has been a seismic shift in the way we've been performing. I think we had 18 points at the end of I think 18 points up in December, and we've acquired something like 22 now, isn't it, or something, or 20 around that mark, or something like that.
So we've got 36 points now.
Yeah, so I think in terms of what he got given, the points he clawed with that squad, and then with his tweaking of the squad, I think he's done relatively well. So in the last 4 games, what's your predictions then?
Right. Were you talking for West Ham? Were you talking for as all the teams?
You can talk for all the teams if you want, but we'll focus on West Ham.
Right, West Ham. I think we need a win Saturday, not tomorrow. So I'm going to a win now. I think we'll put a spanner in the works with Arsenal. Go to a draw. I think we might get a draw from Newcastle, and hopefully we'll beat Leeds, and that give us 8 points, and that should put us on 44 points. That's my prediction. And I'm going to do the lottery numbers as well. No,
you're a million as well.
That's my prediction. That's what I think would happen with Leeds. I don't know. How's Leeds getting on tonight, Adam? I can't check. I've got my phone.
Yeah, I can't either.
Oh, right, they've got Burnley anyway. But anyway, right. I think they beat Burnley. I think they draw with Spurs. I think they beat Brighton, and they lose to us, and they'll get 7 points. I think they'll finish on 47. Forest, they've got Newcastle at home. I think they'll draw that. They'll lose to Man U away. They'll lose to Chelsea, but they'll beat Bournemouth, and they'll have 4 points. So I give them 43 points. And then Spurs will lose to Villa, draw with Leeds, lose to Chelsea, and beat Everton. And I give them 4 points. And I give them 38 points. So you know what that means, don't you? Spurs are down. Spurs are down.
Just looking at the chat, I think it's saying that Leeds are winning 1-0 at the minute.
Are they? Oh, right. Well, I'm bang on form then, aren't I? Yeah. No, that's what I think. So I think Leeds are finished on 47. We're finished on 44. Forest on 43, and Spurs on 38. That's what I think. Whether that's true or not.
Right. Well, I haven't got the fixtures in front of me, so I can't give you West Ham's ones. I've been a bit pessimistic about the weekend. I've been a bit negative about this one. I've got a bad feeling Brentford are going to get something on us. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I don't think. I think the most we can get is a point this weekend. I think Arsenal. I agree. I think we're going to throw a spanner in the works with them, and I think we're going to get a point at Arsenal. I actually think we're going to beat Newcastle because they're on a terrible run of form. They're playing absolutely awful at the minute. And I don't know. I've got this funny feeling we're going to nick something up there. If I remember right, is it the last game we nicked something up there as well? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So I think we're going to nick something. I think we're going to nick something there. And so that's what, 3, 4, 5. And I'm actually going to put us down to beat Leeds. I think we know it's got to be health. We've got to go health 11. We're going to have to get something at home, and plus we're going to want to get something over them after the FA Cup as well. So that's what 6. That's 8 points as well out of that. So that's what 3, 6. No, 7. Sorry, 7 points. I'm predicting. So we're on what 36 now. Am I right in saying?
Yeah, because you're 43.
So 43, which. Well, actually, I can't see Spurs. I'm not. I'm not too worried about Forest or Leeds. I think they're safe. I like the Forest manager, and I think he's gonna grind out results to keep them up. I think Leeds went on a great run of form. I think they're safe. I think they're fine. I think they've got enough in them, especially but I think they're going to get results against Spurs to help them. I can't see Spurs getting anything at Villa. I can't see Spurs. If they're lucky, they might get a point at Leeds. But like I just I think they're going to be big parts in it. Who else has Spurs got?
They've got Chelsea away.
Chelsea away. I think Chelsea want to relegate them. I think Chelsea are going to go hell for leather to relegate them.
That's what I think. And then they've got Everton at home.
Please, Moisey, please, Moisey, help us out. So yeah, I've got a bad feeling about this weekend, but the rest of the running I'm totally positive about.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
For me, I think I can't see us losing the game. I'm being deadly serious. Like I know I'm going to open myself up for in the chat, but I think we'll beat Brentford tomorrow. I think it'll be a very, very narrow win, not something like 1-0. I think we'll draw against Arsenal. I think we'll beat Newcastle, and I think we'll draw against Leeds. And I think I can't see Spurs winning 2 games in the rest of the season. I can't see it. So I think we'll stay up, and I think Spurs will go down. But they've got Aston Villa at the weekend, which is Sunday, and Aston Villa are a bit like need to lick their wounds after the loss yesterday. So they'll probably come out trying to kick up the backside because they're still their Champions League spot at top 5 is still under jeopardy. So they need to pull their finger out in that sense. I think draw against Arsenal will fuck us. Well, no, not really, Rob.
Is it boring AFC?
Will you fuck?
Will you fuck?
That's Rob. That's Rob. He was the Dad's That Job OG. So he's doing his own channel. But it's just I can't really see us losing. I'm with Disassi and Mavropanos on fire and Fernandez being a consistent 7 out of 10 every single game. I just can't see it. I literally can't see it. Newcastle looks shocking at the minute. I think Brentford they've in their last 4 games they've got 5 points. They lost to Man U on Monday.
Didn't they set like 4 or 5 draws on the bounce or something like that? And then Man United wasn't they close because the record? Am I right in saying it was on talk? The record was by Man City or something like 7 draws in a row or something like that. And they were close to that record. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, so and Arsenal, if they get a good result against Atletico Madrid in the week, then can they manage the Champions League? Can they manage the Champions League win as well as play in the Premier League afterwards? That's the only bit.
How does their fixtures run out? Did they got Atletico Madrid, then us?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's a good point. Actually,
yeah. So I don't know how that'll work out. I mean, I just think the most we'll ever get out of that would be a draw. If we got a win out of that, well, I'll be a standing. That they would have completely capitulated if we get a win out of that against Arsenal. I think we get a draw. I think we've got a chance of getting a draw. It's probably going to be a lot, but we've got a chance of getting a draw. But I'd say Newcastle. That's the one. Because they played well against Arsenal. They did play well against Arsenal. And they got beat. I know, but that's the one. I put them down. You put them down. Trevor's a win, didn't you? But I don't think we'll beat Newcastle up there. It's an half round to go, so I think it'll be a draw. That's just my take on it.
What you say about Arsenal, I think the way the Arsenal game is going to go is kind of the way the City game went. I think you mentioned about Pep signings at the start. I think the best signing he's made in that transfer window was Disassi. I mean, our defence. without a shadow, I'm sure you'll agree that the Sassy signing was absolute revelation. And I think one thing that we look so much better now compared to when Nuno took over is defensively. Even though Mad terms are a little bit, I'm still jury's out on him, the goalie. The defensively we look so much more solid and organised. And I think it will be almost like a Man City game Mark II with a 1-1. That's what I can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not struck on that Madsen either. To be honest with you, he's got a little pterodactyl, and he just like that all the time. I mean, I don't like. If we could have had that Crystal Palace goalkeeper, he's a good keeper. He is. I do like him. Is it Henderson? Isn't it? Henderson.
Oh, Henderson. Yeah. He's a good goalie.
Behind that back line, I'll tell you what, we'd be brilliant. I think they'd be brilliant. But there you go.
What about the Burnley keeper? Is it the Bravka?
He's at Newcastle, wasn't he?
Newcastle, yeah. And Man United.
And I remember he was at Newcastle. He wasn't a bad keeper. Like, the Burnley are going down. Is he worth it? Have a look at him.
Oh, and that Trafford's good, doesn't it? Cole Palmer rated him. He's big under 21 keeper, isn't he? He's at Man City, hasn't he? Yeah. I don't know, but I just don't rate that match. And I think Ariola will have it on his Bromleys. I bet he's gone in the summer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty why he's put Mads in now anyway. Because he knows he's on his toes, isn't he?
But I think even Pablo. I mean, I said like to that, you're shaking. But I think he's like a fan that's won a day with the first thing. Honestly, like he's won a raffle or something. Because like he runs around. I'll give him 100% for that. Like fair play. But honestly, I've seen better vets players than, in my personal opinion, than him. I personally like his endeavour and everything else. Everyone loved him, and he must be doing something. But for me, I can't see that's the only thing that worries me. We're a little bit toothless up front.
One more thing, because I'll have to shoot in a sec. But I totally agree with you about Pablo. I couldn't agree with you more. Like two things I always say about Pablo is question always. I don't know what his position is. No, but I don't think he does. No, but I don't know if it's just me, right? But him and Tatty sometimes it should be the other way around. Because I'm looking at Pablo and he's a big, tall, gangly lump. Look almost like a big target man that you get the ball to. Whereas Tatty's a bit more kind of light on his toes.
Look, Pablo can't finish his dinner, can he?
He's
had two shots. One of them was a penalty, and he missed that.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
So, no, he's not for me. Like, listen, he must be doing something to warrant a start all the time. But to me, the most natural finisher you've got is Wilson, and he don't play him.
Yeah.
I'd play Wilson up front and Tatty where Pablo is. That's what I would do. But
he ain't got the legs. Unfortunately, he just
for 60 minutes and then spin it round after that. He's doing it the other way round, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd actually. People keep saying bring on Traore. I don't think Traore's I don't think he's got any skill about him. I think he's just a big geezer that just runs around the place. Really, I think he's just a bulldozer. Yeah, I've been saying we do miss like a Paqueta. Oh, do you know what I've always missed is Lanzini. A player like a Lanzini just to tuck him behind.
We've got a player like that, Trev, and he plays for Bristol City at the moment on loan. George Urphy.
Good point. Forgot about him. Good point.
That's the one, you know. Why he's still on loan, I don't know. He's crying out for someone like him to come on, change the game, and he's stuck at Bristol. I don't get it. Get it.
No, good point. Yeah. Good point. I forgot about Urphy.
He's a good player. The nearest thing I've seen to Joe Cole, him.
Yeah, totally agree. And I'd like. Well, he keeps bringing Potts off the bench as well. I'd like to see the Is it Kante? The lad, the Kante.
Yeah, Kante. Yeah.
He looks good. He looks like he's going to be a player.
But Fish, you're devil in a deep blue sea at the minute. You got to sort of, if you chuck all the kids in at the minute, it backfires. It get pillared when he. So like, I'll get his drip feeding in, but it's just I can't see why that Urphy's still out in Bristol. I don't get it. I mean, this season finishes this weekend, and perhaps he can come back for 2 games. I don't know if we can play or not.
Yeah, throw him in the deep end, go for it.
Yeah, go on,
Just looking at the chat. He plays Mads because he trusts his distribution when we are high pressed, but he's not better. But he's not better goalie than Ariola.
No, probably no.
Ariola's a shot
He's got a lot more better distribution than Ariola. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
Like,
he's more composed in front of goal. In goal, I think. Like, even like when the crosses and that come in, I think when Ariola's there, I'm like, oh, he's going to flap at this. And then the amount of set pieces that we've let in this season are mainly because of Ariola's in goal.
Well, what is it with these goalkeepers nowadays? They don't catch the ball. They pat it down.
Yeah.
Catch it.
Or punch it out, yeah.
The goalkeepers now, they're like Teflon. Like, it sticks, doesn't it? Like, when we had them old gloves, like them old cotton things with a rubber, like with baseball, table tennis bits on them. That's what I used to do. Now they've got these mitts that stick to the ball. They don't catch nothing. It's got to be harder to keep dropping it, in my opinion. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway,
Are you talking about the old old-fashioned yellow? Remember the old yellow gloves and the little black bits in the middle? What did you get from that?
And now you've got me on it. Why don't the goalkeepers wear the same shorts and socks like the old days and a green top? A green
bring
top
it back
with the hexagons here. That's what you need.
That's what I say. Bring them back. Bring back the proper shin pads as well. The ones that are about that big, not them little tinny little monkeys.
Not them fag packets that they put in there at the minute. No ankle protections, no nothing. Boots with the laces on the side. You get me at it now. That's another show, I think.
That's right. Bring back them brown leather footballs as well. The ones that give the headache. Bring them back as well. Brown leather footballs.
What medicine ball?
Medicine ball. Dodsy shin pads. You want bring it all back. Grandstand a lot.
Yeah. They do all that, but it's at the Essex County Cricket Ground. Anyway, Trev, thanks you for coming on, mate. It's much appreciated. You're going to be a regular for sure on this show. Yeah, we just want to get other guests in, and for some reason we can't have more than 3 guests, which is annoying. But yeah, now Trev, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we'll catch up soon. Yeah,
guys, thank you ever so much, everyone. Really, really appreciate it. And cheers, guys. I'm going to get back to the boat. Get back to the boat now. Anyway, good luck for up the irons. Come on the irons for tomorrow. Come on. See you later, guys.
Bye, see you later, mate.
Bye. Yeah, he's good lad. Funny bloke, isn't he?
And you can get Trev on TikTok on it's just look for Big Trevor and he's there. And as one comical legend leaves, we've got another folklore legend coming on, and that is Mr. Nigel Khan. Nigel, how you doing, mate? You all right?
He's got a backdrop that works.
Caught me unawares.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm just losing the will to live. To get on.
Oh, well, with a connection to get. It's mad, isn't it? Because like it says you can have up to 10 guests, and then you can only have 3. So maybe it's because we're streaming to 3 other channels. Maybe that might be what it is. But no, thanks for being patient, mate, and coming on. And how are things going your end?
Yeah, all good, thanks. All good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, can hear you. Yeah, can hear you. I think it's stuttering a little bit because I think it might be because of the virtual backdrop or something. I had this issue earlier. But you, the web, where? Yeah, if you don't mind, mate. So where are you?
I'm not in my shed.
You're not in your shed. Oh, that's a shame. Can't do the shed man graphic or audio.
No. Is that better?
That's better.
That's it.
That's it. That's a bit better. Yeah, it's mad. This restream. It really. If you try to do a virtual background, it won't have it. Won't let you do it. But anyway, right. Back to the topic. How are things going? Very very busy couple of weeks at West Ham. What you say, Nigel?
Yes, very. You know, the good news is Karen Brady's gone. So Rita is no more, and we've got a new CEO. And I believe that he will, you know, push through changes and different things and maybe have a better approach. I mean, look, there couldn't be a worse sort of relationship between the fan base and the person running the club than there was with Karen Brady. And it has been like that for well over 10 years. So hopefully this is a new broom, and it will sweep out. You know, we'll see a thawing in the relationship. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so as well, mate. Because, like I say, I'm glad she's gone, but it almost feels like the damage is done. You know, like what she's done over the past 16 years in terms of the transition, the handling of it, the rebranding, just the concessions. Like it's just thing after thing after thing with her, isn't it? And the good thing is we ain't going to get it no more. But damage is already done, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's us. I suppose she was the pit bull, wasn't she, that was brought in to do David Sullivan's bidding, run the club. He's not really. I don't think he's cut out to do day-to-day stuff. You know, that was her forte. That's what she did at Birmingham City, and that's what they've done. The reasons why she's moved on probably varied. You know, some probably best left to be revealed, and others. I mean, all we could be is, you know, she's gone. You know, I'm glad she's gone. It's nothing to celebrate, in my opinion. Let's see what happens with the new bloke. Funny enough, I had small dealings with him before we left Upton Park. He seemed like a decent bloke. So
yeah.
So I live in hope.
Yeah, you're not the first person that said that. Funny enough, like a lot of people that have had fan relations with him have always spoke highly of him, and there's always that. You know, people are laughing at the fact that we've hired someone who's been at #FC or #United,
Yep.
and it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, he's still the same job. It's just at a different scale, and if he's a West Ham fan, if he's got West Ham intentions at heart for us as a fan base, then I think we've got who are we to criticise him before he's even done any work, effectively.
Yeah, I don't think this is the. I don't think the club have took the easy option here, but what they've done is they've brought someone that knows the club, haven't they? So I think the thing with #United is a bit of a smokescreen from what I know of #United. They play locally to me. Is that he joined the board probably because he was friends with the people that set it up, the YouTube stream. I can't remember his name now, but so he was.
Spencer Owen.
Spencer Owen. I'm guessing. I mean, I remember West Ham tapped into Spencer Owen because he was like the first YouTube channel or something to hit 1 million subscribers.
That's right.
And West Ham, tapped into him before the move and utilised him. And I'm guessing that there was a relationship forged there. So
he was part of the kit launch, wasn't he?
I mean, I think he did.
I remember that. Yeah,
he did various. Did various things. He joined the club in the last season at Upton Park, and there was a couple of farewell to bowling stuff. I sat on the committee, didn't I? The farewell to bowling. So yeah. I mean, quite what lies in the future, I couldn't really say, but we'll see. Innit? As I say, I suppose really there will be a lack of trust between the fan base and whoever is appointed. To be fair, so it's only up to him to win it over. I hope that he reaches out, to groups like United and the supporters' trust, and uses the FAB for what it's set up to be, to be in a fan advisory board, and it will sit down and meet with them, and lay out what changes that he can bring.
Yeah.
You think he'd be allowed to do that though, Nigel?
I think
Sully in charge.
Yeah,
Sully in charge.
But here's the thing: I was never really bothered about whether Sullivan left or not. To be honest, for years I banged the drum about Brady out, and the reason for that is because she ran the club day to day. Everything was her. All Dave Sullivan's really bothered about is the football. That's it. Her job was to maximise the income that enabled the club to buy players and to operate. As she did it, I don't think he was bothered. and that's why.
Bit of a free roll.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. He bought the club. She ran it. That's what happened at Birmingham. He bought the club with the Gold brothers. She ran it. He bought West Ham with David Gold. She ran the club. Everything is in her image. When I say everything, like non-playing side, everything is in her image. The way they run the ticketing, the way they run the marketing, the way they run the club shop, everything. It's in her image. So therefore, the fact that she's gone now, I think, that we've read newspaper stories about, there's enough. I recently was working and somewhere else, and it turned out the person that I was doing a job for was an ex-West Ham employee. Yeah, he'd spent time on the corporate side, and he did not have a good word to say about her and the way she ran the club. And so I think what was a bit strange was the fact that they announced 2 other people were leaving. One I think was connected to Brady leaving, and one I don't believe was. So they probably just utilised that time to get rid of all the bad news in one day. I mean, I find it strange, even though we don't know what league we're playing in, still no season ticket announcement. I mean, we're going into May. Under Brady, she was putting it out at the end of March, in April. Yeah, even when we were fighting relegation, not this close, but it was. You look at Tottenham have been doing the high pressure sales for 3-4 weeks now. They don't know what they. So therefore, it's sort of a weird thing. It was like it was sprung as a surprise. Was it a surprise? Why have West Ham not come out and said anything? I think they've done the right thing because they don't know what league they're playing in. But normally they want the money by the end of May. Well, it's the start of May today. Still no announcement. So,
do you think then this has been obviously the decision making at the board? Do you think that's filtered down into the actual playing team and kind of adding more pressure and saying that the quicker we survive, the quicker we'll be able to get our ducks lined up in a row? No,
I don't ever believe that ever happens. To be fair, the funny thing is, the players will feel the pressure anyway because of the situation they're in. So there's added pressure already. We're playing with a lot more confidence now. So if the season was 10 games old, we'd be sitting 6, not 17. Is it enough?
Lost 2 games at least since January?
Yeah. Was it to Aston Villa and to Nottingham Forest? And the Forest defeat.
Oh, Liverpool as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the Forest defeat was a last-minute penalty that was a 50-50 penalty. The Villa defeat, and the Anfield defeat was a bit of a hiding. So 2 defeats there that probably you'd think, well, Villa and away and Liverpool away. You think, well, that's what happens, isn't it? The Forest defeat really is the one that hurts and could hurt us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's that Nottingham Forest one. That was the fact that we went 1-0 up and then they scored. It was just the commentator's curse, wasn't it? They said about West Ham are the team that concede the most goals from set pieces, and then Nottingham Forest come up and score from a set piece. And that kind of gave them the motivation, didn't they, to the end of the game? But other than that, I think we've been performing really well of late. I mean, I've been Nuno's biggest critic before he even signed to be West Ham manager, but I think he's definitely. There's been. I can't forgive him for the 2 games against Leeds and Brentford because those 2 games were just kamikaze decisions, weren't they? Like, why did he play Ollie Scholes right back? And it's just crazy that the whole, and he done it back game after game, and it just made no sense whatsoever. But then I think since he's learned from that, we've been quite a very, very solid team, and obviously the exclusion of Max Kilman as well. So a player who, he has ability, but he's very, very low on confidence, and it shows when he's got the ball at his feet, and you just can't play players like that, unfortunately. Mavropanos has come in and has just been probably the most improved player at the club over the past season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He's got nice. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. All I'd say is for me, Nuno was finding his feet. He comes in at the end of September. Not his team, not his players. He tweaks it here, tweaks it there. He responds to a defeat with a tweak. Responds to another defeat with a tweak. And all you can say is that middle of January he gets it right. And
do you think that's something to do with Paco coming in as well, though?
I mean, you could say that. I don't know what the relationship with him and Paco were beforehand. How well they knew each other.
I don't think there was any relationship. No, I don't think there was any relationship, was there?
Because I remember there was one game he was going to make a substitution, and they was more or less having a row on the side of the pitch.
That was bringing Kilman on, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was doing his nut about it, wasn't he? And
Villa.
If I remember serves me right, he didn't make that call in the end. He changed his mind, didn't he? Is that correct? Like, so there's something he must listen to him, because he was making the same mistake. He was doing the same thing for the previous couple of games, wasn't he? Now this guy's come in, told him a few untruths, I think, and I think he listens to him. I'm not saying he's the be all and end all, but I just think it's one in that works. You know what I mean?
I think that was the Sunderland game, and he went to bring Kilman on. And obviously you got that meme of him kind of shouting and honouring on the touchline, haven't you? But I think that was the game, because we were 3-0 up at that point, and then I think we brought Kilman on, and then they scored, and then I think he proved him right, wasn't he? Really, by the goal going in, I think Brian Brobby scored or something like that.
I know. I just remember the altercation there, and it was a sort of like a reality check that, hang on a minute, like this bloke, he'll have a go back at him, and tell him where he's going wrong, because they might have had too many yes men, too many saying, yeah, it's all right, like, if that's what you want to do. But this bloke said, no, I don't agree with it, and stood his ground. And then perhaps that worked. It works. So sometimes that's what you need. You need someone to tell you that, don't you? And since then, since he's come in, there has been an upturn in results. It's like, whether that's just a coincidence or not, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like that to me.
Yeah, I do find it strange in a way that Nuno works without a team. So if you look at Potter as a team, Lopetegui had his team, and Nuno comes in on his own, and we uplifted
Robson,
and Mark Robson into first team coaching. There did seem to be a lack of recognised sort of coaching now. That Robson had been coaching like the reserves, so would Potts been on, I think, under 18s, under 21s. So maybe Paco has brought this to Nuno. I don't know. I don't know if we'd really, I think we're all surmising now. So we're trying to find something, aren't we, that we can put our finger on. What is it?
Exactly it. But that's what I can see anyway. I can see that, but it might not be the valid point. But it just seemed that altercation on the sideline between them two. I know he was made a bit of a meme when it probably blown out more than what it was, but from there seemed to be a turning point. That's what I think anyway. But do you think do you think that we'll hold on to Dodsy now, though? If we stay up, and do you think he'll stay, or do you think he'll go back to Chelsea?
I mean, the person that bombed him out of Chelsea has been bombed out.
Yes, I'm saying, yeah.
And well, he didn't bomb out. He left out for his own accord, and then the manager, little Leroy, as I like to call him, came in, and he we've seen what he's done. I don't know. The thing about it is, you know, Dysassy's got two ways to look at it. Chelsea is a bigger draw. Yeah. We don't know where they're going to be playing. They could be playing European football, whatever. He may think, you know, if he's offered a lifeline, he might take it and go back. Or what he might do is, I've got something good here. I know I'm going to be first team every week. I might just as well stay here. But a lot of it's to do with the money and everything else as well. Because the problem that West Ham's got is that, you know, as highlighted when the accounts were shown, which was laughable really, because our Brady wasn't sacked in a way, you know, the debt at the moment is the only way to service the debt is to sell players, not to buy. So Dysasy, every game Dysasy plays, Chelsea are thinking another 5 million, another 5 million.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Excuse me. On the price.
Especially after that goal v Leeds in the FA Cup.
Yeah, you know, well, I didn't see it. You know, so
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't even mean that.
He, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if we're looking at a difference, what a difference he's made. You know, maybe Paco's a little chink in it, but then Dysassy's a little chink in it as well. Because what a difference Dysassy's made.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried about it. I thought, oh, here we go. Like, you know, team that he bombed at Villa, he bombed at Chelsea, and all of a sudden he's coming, he's just hit the ground running. I think we've got to have tap his auntie up. I think that's what we need to do. And get his auntie to say to him, wait, you can stay here for a little while.
Yeah.
Auntie Dysasy for the win, yeah.
Yeah.
So Nigel, obviously we've been playing relatively well. So we've got 4 games left of this season. So what's your predictions then for the last 4?
Do you know the funny thing is it's such a knife edge. You know, I write for West Ham Till I Die website, and I put an article out this week. Well, make the point of one of the best things about supporting West Ham is the unpredictability of it.
Yeah.
Because, and you know, I don't know what it's like. We don't support a club where when we go and watch them play week in, week out, we go, gonna win that, gonna win that, gonna win. You know, what's it like for Man City fans? You know, Man United in the past, Arsenal, to keep going every week and generally knowing you're gonna win. You know, we you know, it's very rare. You know, I can probably rattle off 3 seasons where I've actually felt like, oh, we're going to win, we're going to win. So, but that's what makes you go back in a way. It makes me want to go back because you look at the Brentford game. We played quite well recently against Brentford in the cup game. All right, we didn't. You know, we drew 2-2. I have to say that we drew the game. So we beat them on penalties. But then you look at our record against Brentford in the league, in the Premier League, basically, it's abysmal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does, you know, so if you're looking at our previous records here, you go, Brentford will do us. Look at the way we're playing at the moment. You could think, oh, we could win. If you look at Brentford's record in their last 5 games, it's going to be a draw.
Yeah.
The unpredictability of it. It's hard because we keep wanting to look at what the other people are doing, but sometimes it's better not to look at what they're doing and just concentrate on yourself. You know, against Everton, there was like a mad 5 minutes where we're 1-0 up. Tottenham score. Everton get a penalty, and then the penalty gets taken away. But then they score anyway, you know. So we were yo-yoing from third from bottom to fourth from bottom, from third from bottom to fourth from bottom, you know. And you know, luckily we got the late goal and we won it to climb out the bottom three, because it's the psychological impact of being there. I think Spurs didn't look that great against Wolves, considering that we'd tanked them for 4, and I think Leeds done them for 3 as well, wasn't it? So Tottenham didn't look that great. They've lost a couple of their best players. They got Aston Villa, but then you think, oh, they've got Aston Villa, and Aston Villa are 1-0 down in Europe, semi-final. Yeah. On paper, they're the best team left out of the 4 teams that are on it. So you're going to be thinking, what are they putting out now?
But the thing is, what you've got to remember, Nigel, is that Emery, right, he knows how to manage a squad in Europe.
Yeah.
He knows how to rotate players, doesn't he? He's done it so many times, Seville and people like that. He's a wounded animal at the minute. You heard that press conference, he was seething, wasn't he? So I reckon he might rotate, but I think he'll rotate. He manages players. I still think they're not going to roll over at the Spurs. I can't see that. I can't see Spurs getting anything from that.
Look, there's 4 games left. They're 8 points clear. Top 5 are going Champions League, and I think they're 8 points clear of falling out. What are the? They'd have to lose near enough every game.
Yeah.
And all the teams below would have to win every game, which ain't going to happen. So they're probably sitting there thinking, do you know what? If we lose this one, it don't really matter too much, because we can make it up later in the season. Let's rest the players. Let's go. They're only 1-0 down. It's back at Villa Park. Let's save ourselves for Thursday. And then again, we go to the psychological of the players, isn't it? They may be thinking, oh, Thursday's the game. Thursday's the game. If you're a fan of Aston Villa, would you rather win? Do you want to beat Spurs, or do you want to beat Forest?
Well, yeah, when you look at it like that, yeah. I'm thinking from the manager's point of view, I just think he'd want to keep everyone on their toes. That's what I think. I think he was hurt over that VAR and where he was going on about that. He said the referee was brilliant, which is a rarity from a manager. But he said the referee was brilliant, but the VAR was atrocious, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, perhaps I've got my West Ham goggles on. I don't know, but I just think Villa. I think Villa are beat them. I think they're beat them up there. Yourself.
Yeah, go on, Nigel. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Villa will
win. That's what makes the world go round.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you was talking.
Everything was freezing. Right.
That's right. That's better. That's much better.
Yeah, that's it. I did not do that. I don't know why that has done
that. you just miss it so much.
I don't know what's going on.
So I was talking about it earlier about what you miss about Upton Park. I mean, you was the pioneer of literally wanting to stay, and you got pretty much a lot of criticism for it. But I think now in 2026, I think people can look back on those videos that you've done and probably go, you know what, he was right. So what do you miss about Upton Park at the moment in comparison to London Stadium?
Oh, I miss everything about Upton Park. I think the main thing is really is that the problem for the stadium, a big problem's always been for me is Upton Park was in the heart of Newham. So if you drew the map of Newham, we're all Newham people here, aren't we? Yeah. You draw the map of Newham, stick it in the middle where the heart is, and that's Upton Park. What now is we've been shunted off over to the extreme edge next to Town Ramlets and Waltham Forest in a postcode that never existed up until 2010, I believe, 2011, yeah. And in a park, it's funny because I've been to Germany recently. I've been a few times now. Watch German football, and you go to their stadiums, and they are in situations, sort of like that. But it's not. That's not how I think. I like German football and I like going to watching it, but that's German football. English football, little stadiums in the heart of the area. If you look at how the moves can be done right and how moves can be done wrong, the weird thing is if you look at Tottenham, build a 60,000 seater stand, knock down White Hart Lane, buy up property around it, build this new super stadium. The fans still have the same match day routines. Arsenal, you go to Gillespie Road and you turn right now. You went to Highbury, you turn left. So everything is the same. All the Arsenal fans I know are still drinking in the same pubs, the Black Stock and either Highbury Corner or at Finsbury Park. Still drinking in the same pubs that they drank in. They may just have a 5-10 minute walk more. You got the shops local on the Holloway Road. They're still, everything else. What have we got? If anything, the Olympic Stadium highlights the worst excesses of being in the Premier League. And it's all about corporate, and it's all about getting as much money out of the fans as possible. That is what that stadium does. You compare it to Upton Park. If you wanted to eat in the ground, you could eat in the ground. The food's always been crap in the ground. You never really ate in the ground. The food was crap at Upton Park. Let's get this right.
Yeah, I mean, me and my granddad used to get a pot of Chinese, and we used to smuggle it in and eat that in the Trevor Brooklyn Upper. Literally, where your head is now, we was where that turnstile is underneath the O. We was just to the left there. Yeah, so that's what my granddad used to
the
do.
middle to me, because I used to sit in the corner of the Trevor Brooklyn Upper for the last 13 years at the stadium. So once we got promoted in 2005, that's when I moved into the Trevor Brooklyn Upper. Mainly because I was taking my nephew then, so he was only 12, 13 then. So that's, I mean, I used to have a thing where madly the tea was so bad at Upton Park. I used to walk along, Trevor Brooklyn Upper, so you walk along, you have the little tea bars underneath. So you used to go to the tea bar, I used to get a cup of tea. And one day it just weren't hot. So what I did was, my mate laughed, is she's poured it out and I put my finger in the cup of tea. She's just poured it out. And I left my finger in it while I stared at her. And she's looked at me and went, "Everything all right?" And I went, "Well, that water can't be hot, can it? Because I should have burnt my finger by now." And she went, "That's as hot as we're legally allowed to make it." Have you ever heard that? They weren't legally allowed to make you a hot cup of tea in case you burn yourself. But I thought that was the point.
Yeah.
But
you know what? The strange thing, Nigel, I knew about that because I studied architectural law at university, and one of it was a McDonald's thing. There's a case study about McDonald's, and a guy bought a cup of tea and he put it on his lap and in a drive-thru and then drove off, went over a speed bump, and the tea went everywhere all over his lap, and he sued McDonald's and he got £6 million for it. For lifetime injuries. So then from the day after that court case, all the temperatures on the hot drinks went down because of that case, because everyone was going to get sued for it. So that's probably a McDonald's thing there.
Yeah.
That's why your finger went burnt.
I didn't realise that, but there you go. So it's just, it's a side thing. Look, the problem is when I was, campaigning to stay at Upton Park, was on the supporters advisory board, and listen, I became friends with Sean Whetstone from being on the supporters advisory board with him. And people laughed. He was the chief cheerleader, and I was one of the main antagonists. But there was a lot of people there that were pro the move, and one bloke quite friendly who was sort of on the fence mainly. But he said my problem was I was too emotionally attached to the area. And maybe it was because when when you grow up in the area, the floodlights light. So that's when you're a kid, isn't it? You knew you was home when you could see the floodlights. And it was like, not guiding light, but, you know, so much of the life I lived evolved around the Barking Road. You know, the Barking Road was like a vein through my life. My family were market traders at Rathbone Market at the bottom of one, you know. My mum's family had shops at Upton, at the Bowling, and before that in Plaistow. And, you know, two of my first jobs were on the Barking Road at the Green Gate. One in the solicitors, where I was a postboy, and across the road, I became a locksmith at the Green Gate. You know, so maybe I was emotionally attached to it. Maybe that was it. I don't know. But the thing about it is that there was a sense of community there that has been lost. And you know, I'm not funny. I never took part in the social scene at home games. And perhaps the reason for that is because I did live locally. I just walked to the ground, watched the game, walked home. So when I started, I never really got into the pubs or whatever. So I used to drink in the Black Lion anyway, but I wouldn't drink in the Black Lion on a match day. Too busy. I'd eat in the pie, you know, Nathan's pie mash every week, but not on a match day. Too busy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd moved out. You know, and people. I remember at the time people would go, "Well, you moved out. Why shouldn't West Ham?" And I was like, it's a, you know, it's a bit different. The funny thing is that one of the big pushing points was the connectivity of the stadium to the train station. But what they've done is they've made it worse, because if you know, I broke my leg in 2011. I could still get to the game because my mates would drop me at the gate, and I'd double win on my crutches, and they put me in a lift. At the London Stadium, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't be dropped off at a car near the stadium. They shut all the roads.
Yeah, no, it's true, isn't it? It's true. Because even me and Dad was talking about that the other day, because like, obviously Dad's got a bit of physical impairment, so we was trying to get a ticket for the Leeds game, and the only tickets we could get was like, was they £80 band 5, like top up Rose Ed, and it was like, you're never going to make the stairs there. You're never going to make the game. You go up there.
I'd get up there and I want to go to the toilet and I'd come down again and I'd go up again. Like,
I mean, look, that's where I sit. You know, up in the gods. I'm up in the gods so much. I've got a vicar that sits in front of me. That's how connected I am to God up there. Truthfully, I have. You know, I huff and puff now. I have noticed I've started. You know, when you think, funny enough, the TV bloke Tommy Walsh used to sit behind me, and used to see him huffing and puffing on the stairs. And but he now managed to get a new seat right by the entrance, still upstairs. He's still got to do the first set of stairs. You get up to the first set of stairs and you think, blimey, I've still got to do another set.
Yeah, it's right.
You know, it's just the big problem for the stadium now is the disconnect between the upper tier and the lower tier.
Yeah,
and I know you're an architect, and I do like to poke fun at your designs, Ed.
Don't worry, you're not the first, mate. You never won't be the last either.
But you know, it was funny because it was weird. I was sitting in my shed today, having a tidy up. So I've got so much stuff. Like you forget I've got, and I actually opened up a box and I found all my Olympic Stadium move stuff. Strangely enough, from 2010, 2011, emails, notes, surveys that were done. But it was the image that was put out. And people thought it was a forgery, but it weren't. It was true. I don't know who it was. Someone did an image, and what they did was they had the same scale of Upton Park, the same scale of the London Olympic Stadium, and they picked Upton Park in and put it inside. And within the roof, as it was then in 2012, the whole of Upton Park. And what I worked out was, which funny enough, I went with a friend to look at the drawings, took a Freedom of Information Act out on the LLDC because they wouldn't release the drawings. But because it was public, they allowed us to go to their offices next to the escalator opposite the station and put us into a room and we could look at the drawings. And I got an architect's ruler that I was taught how to use, and I took photographs, which I've still got.
Got the triangle ruler that you got.
Yeah, the triangle ruler. So you look at the scale.
My bookshelf over there somewhere.
Yeah,
I've never used.
you look at the scale of the map. You put it on, and so I knew in 2013 exactly what the distance. And that was what I based my argument on, because I knew what the distances were going to be. Retractable seats. Well, I argue about retractable seating. Retractable seating not working. Don't matter. The seats are in exactly the correct position they were planned to be with retractable seating. They just don't move. It's not our problem whether they move or not. It don't cost us money. But I did that, and then what you realise is that at Upton Park, 35,500 fans could all fit within the lower tier, distance-wise, of the London Stadium. So everybody on the upper tier is sitting outside of Upton Park. So there was only 19,000 seats in the lower tier. I think it's up now to nearly 20,000.
Yeah.
So you're still saying, 35, 40,000 fans are actually sitting outside of the ground.
Yeah.
It's in a way it's been done to death. There's a bit of me that thinks maybe if there wasn't athletics there, then maybe what you could do is build a new stadium inside it. I know it's mad.
Yeah.
If Upton Park could fit inside the stadium, we can rebuild it inside the stadium. We could have 50,000.
Do what they did at Qatar and put a load of shipping containers in there. Yeah. And that seems to be all the rage for lower league football now, is getting shipping containers in with terraces in, and then they could it's all modular. So if they want to extend it, they just add more on there. It's a great function for low level football, great, but to do it at a World Cup level is insane.
Well, you say that, but at the end of the day, all you want is a seat, isn't it? And in this country, a roof over your head. That's it.
Yes.
As long as when and the funny thing about it is that when you look at it, one of the big reasons for moving, and this was another reason I was against the move, was because you can't predict the future. Yeah, when they were, how big is Brentford's ground? It doesn't even hold 20,000. Yet they're knocking on the Champions League football. So one of the reasons to move, totally nullified by the amount of money already in football. I found a thing today that was to do with a bond scheme, funny enough. And it was a list of things that the club put out as facts. And in 1991, I think only 15% of West Ham's income was from TV. That's it.
Yeah.
Back then.
Is that pre-Sky or post-Sky when Sugar got his hands on it?
Pre-Sky. This is before.
Pre-Sky, yeah.
This is just before the Premier League starts.
Yeah.
But then again, the clubs will argue, well, that's why the Premier League was needed, because not enough TV money. At the end of the day, it is money. Not going off on a tangent, but football was shortchanging itself in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, and that's how the Premier League was born out, because a couple of Brian Barr was a TV executive, and there was another one. They realised the financial power of football could bring. I read a thing the other day about why the Premier League games kick off on a Sunday at 4:00 and not 3:00.
Yeah, it's always 2:00 or 4:00, isn't it, on Sundays?
Yeah. The reason why it started at 4:00 is what happened was that the ITV used to have live games, Football League 1 on a Saturday, on a Sunday, and it was at Tottenham. And there was something that happened at Tottenham. I don't think it was a bomb scare or something. And the game got delayed an hour. So the game kicked off at 4:00, not 3:00. And ITV's viewing for that game was higher than any other 3 o'clock kickoff they'd shown live.
Blimey.
And that is how
Because-
Sky turned around and went, well, when we play Sundays, we'll kick off at 4 o'clock.
To relate to that. Blimey.
Yeah. It's just mad little things. Mad little
Mm.
That's insane. You think like something like that could literally change the whole dynamic of football as we know it today, and like just that small little thing.
But these things like that,
Yes.
we kick off at 3 o'clock on a Saturday because factories used to shut 1 o'clock. So the men were working 5.5 days a week. Factories would shut at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And it gave the time for the men to leave the factory, have a quick drink, and then go to football at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Because again, that's what football kind of evolved from, wasn't it? Was those sort of factories and working class and, business, like I say, Thames Ironworks, for instance. And I say, it was more focused around to cater for those people who had those clubs, right?
Yeah, but the TV companies now say they run the football. They run the football. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, you probably know this, Nigel, yourself, before the Sky TV, you got a game of football on the telly, like an FA Cup, especially like the FA Cup final. That used to be an all-day event. It used to be an hits to knockout. You follow them on the bus, and it was a great spectacle. Everyone watched in Poland. Now it's saturated. That's why they moved the games about. It used to be football Saturday 3 o'clock.
I mean,
That was it.
Yeah.
I'm always staggered at all these people that scratch their heads like the FA and like, the magic of the FA Cup. The FA Cup ain't what it's what. How do we get it back? And you think it's quite simple. One, make it the very last game of the season. Two,
Yeah, that's right. That's how it used to be, wasn't it?
play it at 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah. I think that's one thing they have confirmed this year is that it will be 3 o'clock, won't it?
Yeah, but it's not the last game of the season, is it?
No, that's right. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And then it used to be followed the Saturday after by England v Scotland. I mean, I'd bring that back.
Yeah. Wow.
It's the pointless friendlies we have. I'd bring the British Championship back with
The Rouse Cup. Was it the Rouse Cup?
Yeah, the Rouse Cup. It became the Rouse Cup once we finished. England and Scotland said we don't want to play the home internationals anymore because you lot are rubbish. And Northern Ireland won the last title. That's how rubbish they were. So, I mean, if you look how strong Northern Ireland are, Wales are, Scotland are, England are, you could bring the Republic of Ireland in if you want. Like the Five Nations used to be in rugby. You could have that at the end of the season and do away with these meaningless. But it's FIFA now, isn't it? You can look at it. Why does the season finish on the 25th of May? The season used to be finishing now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This was the.
It's normally this weekend coming up was normally cut by the day, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, it'd be this week, and the sort of second or third would be, but the season would finish. At this time in May, now at the beginning of May, it never went to the end of May. If there was a bad winter and there was, games that have to be played, then it would happen. But why is that the case? When you look at it, it's funny when you look at why have we had so many non-Saturday games, and funny enough, the reason is because we're not playing in Europe, they can use us for like a Monday night game. They can use us for a Friday night game, or a late Sunday game, because we haven't got any European football.
It's a 48-hour rule or something, is it? 48 or 72 hours you can't play or something like that, isn't it? Yeah.
And you've got the issue of Man City who have appealed asked for a request to have some of the games delayed because they've got too many games in 12 days or something. Well, 4 games in 12 days.
But I would argue, look, Arsenal are playing 3 games a week now, because they're still in Europe. Man City ain't in Europe. They've got. Yeah. I think there was an argument because. But then again, when you schedule the FA Cup final to be played on the weekend of a Premier League fixture, there's going to be a pile-up. The odds are that 2 Premier League teams, so therefore that would be 2 fixtures that need to be moved. You know, so it TV was, you know, for us, it's ruined football.
But
then again,
it's saturated now.
Yeah.
It's saturated the football. So
but that's why they want, isn't it? They got their Friday night football. Yeah, they've got the Saturday football, the Sunday football, the Monday football. Then you go into Europe, which goes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we're back to the Premier League Friday night again.
Yeah.
So they're getting football. The TV companies, and they've got what they wanted every day of the week.
You sound like my missus last night. She said exactly the same thing. Like, I was sitting down having dinner, and like she's going up to bed, and I thought I was going to put the TV on, and then the football's on, like Arsenal Atletico's on. She goes, oh, football's on again. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, Wednesday night, have dinner, same thing again. She goes to bed, turn it on. Crystal Palace are on, and she's like, "Is that on again?" I went, "Yeah." And there's a game tomorrow, and there's a game Saturday, and it reminds me of I don't know if you've heard Desert Island Discs with Bob Mortimer, but he talks about his love for football and Middlesbrough, and he basically said, you know what, that's the thing about football. He said it just will never end, will it? Like, there's always a new season. It's just continuous. It's eternity, and that's what he loves about football. It's just that there's no start. There's no stop point to it. And then, funny enough, COVID happened, and then it was like, well, when's football ever going to come back? Yeah, that was quite funny how that all turned out. But yeah, so you said you got some small memorabilia you want to show. So what have you got to show us, Nigel?
Well, that's why I needed the camera to work properly. So what I've got here is a document. Just flip through. I've got lots of documents. This is a document. Someone once called me an archivist, and I thought that was a good word of West Ham.
Archivist, yeah.
So this is a document from Charlton, not from West Ham. So it's a letter dated the 13th of May, 1967. And it's in consideration of transfer and registration of William Arthur bonds to West Ham United from Charlton. West Ham Football Club agreed to pay a fee of £47,500, payable as follows: £30,000 forthwith, so we had to pay 30 grand straight away, and then £17,500 on the 31st of August 1967. So the full transfer fee was paid up in 3 months.
Yeah, that happens now, doesn't it?
And that there is the letter, and it's original, and there is the stamp. See, because that's how they paid stamp duty back in the day. Signed by the Secretary of Charlton and Eddie Chapman, who was the Secretary of West Ham United.
Let's get this. Let's just get this up larger. Hold on. Oh, let me just drag this over. Here you go. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
what's going on here? Right.
Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that and that is basically the letter that transfers Billy Bonds to West Ham United.
Probably one of the most important transfers in West Ham's history, right?
I mean, in regards to value for money, so yeah, I think up there with Devonshire.
Yeah,
I've got the letter for Devonshire.
To keep talking, I think I might actually have something that links up to that. One moment.
Yeah. It's £5,000. The sign of Alan Devonshire, I think, probably.
Yeah, he's a forklift driver, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a forklift driver. I don't know if I've got it here.
I'm not playing memorabilia trumps for you, Nigel, but I found this at a boot sale, right?
Yeah, I know what that is. See, if you look at the date, Monday the 15th of May, so that's 2 days after
But then,
yeah, that's it. Bonds, yeah, because he that was the first Billy Bonds appearance. 2 days
Yeah.
after he'd signed for us.
number 2, Billy Bonds.
Yeah.
Look at number
I think-
5, Adam. Look at number 5.
Oh yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
How weird's that? How weird's that? We just had. Oh, he said his uncle played for.
Hmm.
How weird's that? I didn't even think about that.
So what? The man that was just on, I didn't get his name. He's related to Dave.
Trevor Bickles, yeah, and his dad owned, or his dad was in charge of the working man's club opposite the ground, and he knew some of the staff because Dad used to work in the security there at the Bowl Inn on match days, so he knew quite a few of the people there, and he looked after the Hammerettes in the boxes.
It's a pity then, because I have got his transfer basically letter. Yeah,
That's mad. I didn't even clock the Bickles bit.
I mean, this is a strange one. This is the transfer of a player. And the company buying him is the Detroit Soccer Company. And this is right. And this is the transfer of, in accordance with the existing regulations of the United States Association, this is the transfer of Jim Standen. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is 1967. And this is the Detroit Soccer Company of doing the deal. And the Detroit Soccer Company, though, had a strange address because it was care of the Trio Packaging Company, Southend Road, Romford. Yeah. Now, he still lives in America, and he was transferred over to play for America. I can't remember what team it was, but this is allowed to whom it may concern. This is certified as consideration for the transfer of Jim Standen from West Ham Football Club to the Detroit Soccer Company. The Detroit Soccer Company Incorporated has agreed to pay West Ham Football Club a sum of $3,500, and that is the total amount payable to said football club for said transfer.
Blimey.
So I've never. It's one of these things because even the phone number is phone Ingeborg 43951. You think, and
01708 now, isn't it?
well, yeah, you think, how was the Detroit Soccer Company based? Which is the 127, isn't it? Southend Road,
Yeah.
Romford.
Yeah.
A football player. That's what happened in 1967.
Insane, isn't it? You'd never get all that anymore. You'd never get someone buying someone and their company's like literally around the corner to where the club is.
Yeah.
That's mad. I'm going to have to message Trevor now about that program. It's mental. Right. Well, before we go, then, chaps, do you fancy a little quiz between you two?
Oh, put me on the spot.
So on Twitter, I posted something about 2 players being merged together, and you had to guess who they were. So there was half a name of one player and half a player of another that's merged, and it gives you the answer of the player. So we had Martin Peters and Clive Allen. So you put the 2 names together, you got Martin Allen. So that's the answer. So I've got a few more for you, and these are quite laughable when you look at how they've been done. But let's see if you can get these. So who are the 2 players here that make up a current West Ham player?
I can't see it, Tidge.
That looks like Steve Potts.
I can't see all the picture.
Hold on.
I can only see from his jaw up, jaw down.
Oh, because you've got the. What about now? That better?
Not really, no. No.
Well, that looks like, is Steve Potts one of them?
Steve Potts is one of them, yeah. And who's the other player that's merged with him? So
Freddie Potts.
That's it. Freddie Potts, correct.
Well, I can't see this, Adam, so I'm a bit. I can only see from his note. His lips up, lips down. That's all I can see.
Okay, well,
go on, keep
okay,
going.
Question 2.
Right. This is Alan Seeley. Is the hair. And the player is blimey. And it's making another player.
Yeah, so another player with who you just said makes another player.
Do you know, I'm looking at that shirt.
Oh, right, hold on.
Looks like it's not just a bit of me thinking, no, it's not Canute. It's not Sinclair.
That's what I thought, Sinclair.
I think the shirt is throwing me off. That the shirt's throwing me off.
That's the shirt we got relegated in, if that gives any clues.
It does, yeah. It's 2003. No, I can't get the second one. It's not Sinclair.
No, so I thought that.
See, my first thought was Freddie Canute, but I don't think it.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah, go on.
We signed this player from Tottenham Hotspur. And he scored against them in the fixture.
Oh, that's
Ferdinand.
That's it. So who's the player?
So so you got Les Ferdinand, Alan Seeley.
Les Seeley.
Correct. Les Seeley. And the last one, I think this one's going to be quite hard, but we'll give this one a go. The last one is this one.
Well, that's Alan Devonshire. By the looks of the hair. God dear. Or is that Alvin Martin? Am I right in one of them?
Yeah, you're right. You're right in one of them.
I think it's Alvin Martin, isn't it?
Yep. Alvin Martin's one of them. So who's the other player?
Obviously, their first name was called Martin, because I think we only ever had one player called Alvin. So my powers deduction, Martin. Obviously, it's not Peters because we've already had Martin Peters. God damn, these are clever. These, I'll give you that. It's a good merging. No.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah, go on.
Italian.
Oh, right. D. McKaylee.
That's it?
Yeah.
So who's the player?
Alvin D. McKaylee. Or what? I can't remember what D. McKaylee's first name was. Oh, is it? No.
No, I don't know. No, I
What was
don't
his
know.
first name?
David Martin.
Ah,
Nah.
David D. McKaylee and Alvin Martin.
right.
You've got David
I
Martin.
can't remember what Dean McKay's first name was. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, not bad for a bit of AI slop, is it?
No, yeah, AI slop, yeah. Not my words, but I did agree.
No, I'm not gonna concur that. But have you seen Dodsy's contribution to this show?
Only you said it to me.
I think it's time we show it again. So I must admit, I've done this and I did crack up laughing.
My name is Dodsy, and my job this week is driving cars.
That is it. that is his contribution on a weekly basis. What Dodsy's job is.
I'm glad you sent that
His
to me
job.
because I'll be whacking that in a few WhatsApp groups and
The thing is, his accent just reminds me of Jesse from Fast Show. Like Jesse's diet.
This week I'll be mostly bulimic.
Brilliant. All right, chaps. Well, I'll let you go. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your hour and a half of a Friday night. But thank you both for coming on. Much appreciated. Nigel, showing us those memorabilia little gems. But if you want to come on again, mate, you're more than welcome to.
yeah. All right. Cheers, Ed.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.